And I'm sort of looking forward to it. West Ham have kind of reverted back to what we were before David Moyes, really. I.e. where Tottenham at home or away, kind of our biggest games of the season. And to be honest, that's a little bit of an anti-climax after watching us win a European trophy. Hello everyone at the Spurs Chat podcast. Will Pugh here, sports journalist and host of the We Are West Ham podcast. Chris has asked me to do this opposition view ahead of West Ham v Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday lunchtime. I will be there in the away end and I'm sort of looking forward to it. West Ham have kind of reverted back to what we were before David Moyes, really. I.e. where Tottenham at home or away, kind of our biggest games of the season. And to be honest, that's a little bit of an anti-climax after watching us win a European trophy and all the, top of the or upper end of the table finishes we had under David Moyes. But it is what it is. It's worth letting you know that I was a big, and sort of still am really, a big David Moyes advocate, greatest manager of the modern era and probably one of our top three of all time. The things he'd done for our club were amazing. And like the things I saw him do and the experiences I've had as a result of his work at West Ham, some of the greatest days of my life. So yeah, I was a bit sad to see him go. Lopetegui's coming. I'm not convinced, to be honest. We look really leaky at the back and we don't really look like we know what we're doing going forward. All right, we beat Ipswich at home 4-1, but they didn't really prove much of a test, really. And the game I've just played in Hackney, if me and all my mates could get a team together, we would have given Ipswich a run for their money. I don't really know what he's trying to do, really. Lots of West Ham fans will tell you that they do, but all the games we've lost so far this season, we could have lost by even more because we look so shaky at the back. And going forward, we look a bit clueless. The games we have won, Palace, we could have been 2-0 down before we scored a goal. And like I say, the other one was Ipswich and they were pretty terrible. It's hard to know what to say, really. I'm not that excited that the points we've got at Brentford. We were probably the better team against Brentford, but still didn't create loads. Fulham, it was an absolute robbery. They were by far the better team. We needed Danny Ings coming off the bench and nick an equaliser in the 95th minute. And whenever we've come up against decent teams, and let's have it right, with the money Tottenham have spent on their squad, you have got a team of excellent players. And all right, I know it's not been too convincing for you lot this season, but you should beat us, and I expect you to comfortably, because Chelsea absolutely ripped us a new one. I'm not saying you're at the level of Chelsea, because I don't think you are, but as we saw at Old Trafford, you're still a decent outfit. And I worry we're a mile off that. Under David Moyes, it might not have been pretty, but when we come up against teams and squads who are sort of cost loads more than ours to assemble, we sort of punched above our weight. Like I say, it might not have been pretty, but you always felt going into games against the big 5.5, refused to call it the big 6 because you lot have just scabbed your way into that group somehow. No way in a million years are on the same level as those other 5 teams. But I just when David Moyes was in charge and we were going into those games, you felt we had a chance. I'm still taking credit for stopping Arsenal win the title. You're welcome. Last season by beating them at the Emirates. Again, I think we had less than 30% possession, won the game. And we did that a lot, but under Lopetegui, it's not so much that. We just sort of playing a really bad version of what fashionable like attacking teams try to do. I think whatever he's trying to do with Aaron Wan-Bissaka isn't working, but it just involves him being miles up the pitch in the opposition's half, not having any attacking benefit. If anything, it's stifling Jared Bowen, who was our best player from last season, and just leaves us mega exposed when our fairly weak central midfield loses the ball. We're mega exposed then down our left-hand channel. Lopetegui's trying to stamp his authority by getting rid of Souček, an absolute legend at West Ham in my eyes. Always puts his body on the line for the club. Might not be pretty again, but gets some vital goals, and he's great at both ends of the pitch. Brought in Guido Rodriguez and Carlos Soler. Soler looks like he might be a player eventually. Rodriguez, I'm not having him at all. And Souček, after a few games out of the team, has been reintroduced, and we look better with him in the team. Team on Saturday, Mikel Antonio, believe it or not, will start up front again. And then I imagine it'll be Kudus. Forgive me if I'm getting any suspensions wrong here, but I think it'll be Kudus, Paqueta, Bowen, and then Souček and either Alvarez or Rodriguez in front of Kilman, Todibo, who looks mustard, by the way. Emerson, I think, is injured, so it'll probably be Soufal who covers for him at left back, and then Wan-Bissaka right back, Areola in goal. Hopefully we can build on the Ipswich game. I'm not really confident we can. I know you're having a weird season as well, but I imagine it'll be one of those awkward games which sort of comes in the middle of all of the entertaining ones between our two teams. Every now and then, every handful you normally give us a thumping. And I'm sort of fearing that might be the case on Saturday, but I'll be going nonetheless, cheering on the mighty Hammers from the away end. I hope none of you enjoy the game at all. I hope I do. And I'm going to be channeling my my energy towards a repeat of the Ravel Morrison game, which I still think of most weeks. See you later. Come on, you Irons.